Okay, this is a follow-up to my previous video, and if you guys already know, I had a diagnostic code. Um, no communication from the throttle actuator control module to the PCM, and now that I have found the results, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I found. I've already skipped through a bunch of steps, but I will kind of gladly walk you through them.
Alright, so I'm not going to show you how you take off the glove box and heater box. I'm just going to get right to it. And what we're looking at are those are the connectors of the PCM, and they were wet. They were condensation in some of them, and I used brake clean to and condensed air to blow them out. And that white rag is where the PCM sat, and that box is where the heater core goes into, and that line is the heater line, um, essentially feeding the heater core. And this is a huge job, you guys. If you would have took this to the dealership, they were gonna remove the dash and the console because on the assembly line, the car, the HVAC system on every car essentially is installed first, and the dash is installed on top of that, and then the center console, etc. So it installs the removal of the steering wheel, kinds of stuff. Oh, and there's the PCM there. I cleaned it up as best I can, but essentially it puddled up on top, and the coolant ran onto the interface, and I used brake clean there too as well. I didn't blast it, but I gave it like a quarter push down the nozzle just to spray it. But if everybody knows uh, brake clean dries quickly, then I use condensed air just to dry everything off. But I'm happy with it. But I will show you some pretty cool tips later. Um, Stay tuned. The glove box is easy, you guys. It's the heater box you want to get to. That tape I'll get to in a second here. But I'm pointing out the 5 bolts. There's one, two, three. The fourth one's above the third one. And then the fifth one was really hard to. It's right between the tube there, that metal tube, and harness. You got to stick a extension and a 10 millimeter to get to. But the tape is holding back this plastic member. It's going to make a life a lot easier. Just cut the left side and tape it to the right. That's at least what I did. But yeah, that whole dash had been removed if I took it to the dealership. Expensive job. Like I said, I'm not gonna spend all that time to remove the dash, but I'm just gonna get to it the way I know I can fix it. And there's a look of the heater core box. All right, so like I mentioned, the whole dash and everything had to be removed to install the right way. But I did clean my car when I finished the procedure. So very important step. The vents to the feet need to be removed, and it's a two-piece for the vents. One bolt for the bottom and one bolt for the top, and they need to be removed so that that heater core can slide out. Very important. And I didn't videotape it, and I kind of wish I did. Um, I will make cuts here and one cut at the bottom just so they can slide out. And I'm going to use heater hose. Use actual heater hose because if you don't, the lines will swell and you'll get a leak again. And clamp them down with the worm gear. Um, this is kind of cool. Out of the box, these hoses here, they slightly move. You see that? They kind of move down, and they were a lot. They had the biggest angle out of the box, so I was able to lift them to in position, and that's going to help for installation. And I'll show you guys the result when I'm done. You also want to take a file to the lines here and take the edges off just so when you slide the heater hose you don't scorch or scratch them and cause a leak. But make sure you do that. Alright, y'all, I'm going to drop some quick knowledge. What I'm pointing at is the blend door actuator. Remove this one, and then there's going to be another one to the upper left. There's 3 self-tapping Phillips screws. Remove them, and it's going to make life a lot easier when you install the new heater core. Also, in that video where I was showing out of the box that the heater hose can move up and down from the new heater core, and I'm kind of glad they did because it also made life easy. And manipulate those hoses up and down so that way it fits nice and easy, and then line them up with the new heater hose coming in from the engine firewall there. Alright, so at this point I got everything installed. It looks pretty. I'm very pleased too. So up on top you can see where I made that cut. And like I was referencing before, the heater core, bend the tube up and down like I showed you, so that way it fits nice and easy. Alright, so at this point everything's connected. I'm just testing to make sure everything's running well, no leaks. But I'm very happy, I'm very pleased the way everything came out, and I hope this helps anybody who's going to tackle a heater core problem in their Honda or Acura. Those are very similar. And there you are. No, not overheating, operating temperature. Everything is good. All right, you guys. Have a good one.